if we want to harness our dreams, if we want to, I don't know, pay more attention to them, do more than just, wake up and hope that we remember a dream, what can we do?
Well, the most effective thing is simply being open to dreaming. I mean, there's a lot of research has suggested that dream recall can increase just by a slight elevation in one's attitude towards dreaming. So that's reassuring, that if you just want to remember more dreams and you give yourself, I think a key factor is conditions of awakening. You can have a very powerful dream and something that really hits you, but if the alarm clock goes off and you've got to jump up and get in the shower and go off to whatever you're doing, those memories can fade very, very quickly. So creating either through a journal or some kind of, I was talking with someone this morning who's developing an app for recording dreams on your phone where you can talk your dream in to kind of...
You're talking about sort of that instant when you start becoming conscious, immediately sort of recording the dream or paying attention.
Help the dream find its way into the waking world. And it's kind of a build it and they will come situation where the more we open ourselves to our dreams, the more they will often respond. So it's often as simple as that.
I would add to that we live in a world where we define that first morning consciousness in a disparaging way. We call it grogginess, and the word groggy comes from an English rum drink. So the suggestion is that we wake up drunk and we need to drink coffee, right? But it turns out that grogginess is a hybrid state of consciousness. It's part waking, part sleep, and part dreaming. And waking consciousness is imbued with a lot of intention. We have varying conscious and semi-conscious layers of things we want to do. But when you bring intention into the dream, it tends to be skittish and it runs away. So what I recommend is that we arise slowly if we can avoid alarm clocks. Alarm clocks are responsible for tearing off like the last 10 pages of millions of good novels, really. They just pull you right out of your REM. But if we can avoid an alarm clock and wake up slowly, spend just 3 or 4 minutes in grogginess, and don't chase the dream, and you'll find that bubbles of images will come to you. And then, of course, as Kelley, as you're saying, bridge it to the waking world, talk about it, write about it.
And going back to what you were saying, Deirdre, if we want to be more intentional about trying to solve certain creative problems, let's say, or just whether it's not even a specific problem, but we want to sort of advance our thinking on something that's kind of troubling us, what can we do? How can we sort of prepare for that and help our dreams nourish us, I guess you could say?
Well, there's a technique that psychologists tend to call dream incubation, kind of stolen from the old Greek temple practices. But in the modern version, it just means an intentional focusing on a particular content that you want to have in your dreams, sometimes repeatedly by day, but especially at night as you're falling asleep. And depending on what the focus is, you can be telling yourself you want to dream on this particular topic very open-endedly. You can be saying you want to dream a solution to a practical objective problem like I've been talking about, or dream about how to solve some interpersonal situation that's become difficult. Or you can be incubating, tonight I want to be lucid. I think we're going to talk about lucid dreams more later, but I want to know I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming. Incubation is just trying to focus your dreams, but it can be on a question, a topic, problem solving. And that seems to be the single most effective thing, although all of the things Kelley was just saying about sort of how to remember more dreams and have your dreams be important, the waking up and paying some attention to whether you just had a dream on that topic before you hop up and do something else is important.
Yeah, and kind of then the earlier background to these dream incubation practices. Most of the world's religious traditions have rituals and ceremonies and practices aimed at exactly this, at cultivating a receptivity to dreaming. Barely any culture believes it's like an automatic process, like you do this and a dream will come. It's more inviting dreams to come. And usually, in addition to prayers and purifications, special sleeping postures, special clothes that people wear, all trying to concentrate the attention and the intention on opening oneself to a dream. It also involves sleeping often in a special place, a graveyard, a temple, a cave, a mountaintop, any place that's away from kind of your normal, regular world and closer to whatever you consider the sacred. So to your question, very practically, a great time to be incubating dreams and looking for, insights from your dreams is when you're traveling or you're on vacation. You're sleeping someplace other than your usual normal setting where you're kind of in your routine, your mind is just kind of running in those grooves. If you get into a different place, you're camping or you're at the beach or something, that sometimes shakes it up and has a stimulating effect. So that's a practical,
And then I wanted to add one really superficial but important thing, which is get enough sleep. Most people in modern society do not get the 7.5 or 8 hours sleep that seems to be desirable for most people. And as Rubin already alluded to, we dream about every 90 minutes, at least the parts that are in rapid eye movement sleep, but each period of REM is longer and longer. So if you sleep 4 hours instead of 8, you're not getting half your dream time. You're getting 20% of your dream time or so. And nothing correlates as strongly with dream recall as simply how many hours of sleep you get. So it's the most superficial, but it's really the most powerful also.
Well,